I'm back behind the wheel of a Vauxhall Astra, and this is the car that really got my channel going, so I'm super happy to be driving one again. This is a little bit different to the car that I had, which was the 1.6T Elite Nav. This is a Sports Tourer version. Now it's still the Elite, same colour, same wheels, but it's only got the 1.4 non-turbo engine in it. So it'll be interesting to see how this car compares. If you want to see the full review of the Astra, warts and all, and everything I think about that car, then I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video. The Sports Tourer is the estate version of the Astra, and it came out in 2016. The hatchback came out in 2015. This was a year behind. It's got obviously a lot more space in the back. They basically extended the rear of the car without changing the wheelbase or positions of the wheels, so they just basically pulled the back of the car out. Up front in this cabin, it's pretty much identical to the Astra hatchback. There's no difference. It's all very familiar to me. This, with it being the Elite and not the Elite Nav, the screen is not the same flush, flat fitting screen. It's slightly indented and smaller, but it still does the job, and it's still the same software. Because this is the Elite, it does have some nice kit on it, and that includes heated seats, which are in the front and the rear. And unlike my Elite Nav, for some reason this one's got parking sensors as well, so it's actually slightly better spec in some cases. This car actually has a reversing camera on it, but the owner, Gary, thank you Gary for lending me the car, Gary had that fitted. It is an official Vauxhall reversing camera, and it works really well. Quite a useful thing to have with this car because it's quite long. It's just got that very same easy to drive feeling. Although it's been quite a few months since I've been behind the wheel of one of these, I'm just right back into it. The steering's really light and easy. The gearbox is, I think this is a 5-speed gearbox. I had a 6 in the old one. Still a little bit notchy, but it's not, don't think it's quite as bad as the 6. With this being the Sports Tourer, all the interesting stuff is back there. What I'm going to do is get my colleague, backseat JJ. What's it like back there? It's actually very spacious back here. I've got loads of headroom, got loads of leg room sat behind you, JJ. Nice armrest here. In the Elite version, as we know, we've got rear heated seats, which is like Rolls-Royce level of luxury. There's a couple of USB ports down here, little door pockets, some little tiny pockets on the back of the seats. But yeah, a very pleasant and airy space to be, I would say. Back here, completely flat load lip. This tonneau cover, which comes out like that, also you can take it off and it goes under here, which we've also got a spare wheel as well. And then back here we've got 12-volt socket. These seats, with a touch of a button, boom. Although you do have to be careful because apparently they will crush you to death if you're sat in them. I mean, that might be an exaggeration, but yeah, and then with the switch and down they go. Cool, cheers for that, mate. If you're enjoying this video and you want to see more Astra content, then be sure to hit that thumbs up button, because, you know, algorithms and all that, it helps it out. Very fortunately, I'm getting to drive around the Yorkshire moors for this video. There's some twisty roads coming up, so I want to kind of find out, does the Sports Tourer handle like the hatchback? It's still got that accurate steering. Basically, the car's identical to the Astra hatchback. They've just extended the rear out a bit. Now, the only difference is that, and this goes for the hatchback and the Sports Tourer, for the lower models, the rear suspension is actually slightly different. They use a torsion beam on some of the smaller engines and a Watts linkage on some of the sportier ones. Now, I don't really know much about suspension. I know that it makes the difference, or it should do, in theory, but this car is still great to drive. The brakes are good too. The Sports Tourer is available with all the same engines as the hatchback. This 1.4 litre non-turbo, a 1 litre turbo, two 1.4 turbos, a barnstorming 1.6 turbo, which is quite rare, and the 2 diesel engines. A follow-up video to this one will be out soon to tell you all about the 1.4 non-turbo, so stay tuned for that. So with this smaller touchscreen, the important bit is that you still get Android Auto on it and Apple CarPlay. So basically, although this car isn't the Elite Nav, it's only the Elite, it doesn't matter because you can just put Google Maps on. The other advantage of this non-nav unit, the R4, is that actually it's really bloody fast. Like, it responds really quickly to your inputs, which is good. But it's also got another official Vauxhall item added, which is this phone carrier here. Now it fits on and off of the centre console and lets you attach your phone and charge your phone while you're on the move. To use the PowerFlex holder, you need the power bar installed in the car first, which looks like this. Something that I mentioned in my review of the Astra was that it's quite noisy on the move. I suspected it might be something to do with the tyres that came with the car. And when Gary bought this car, it had Bridgestone Turanzas on it, which they do out of the factory, and it was quite noisy, so he swapped it for some Goodyears. And I have to say, it does seem a little bit quieter on the move, which is good news. It can be sorted out. This car, with it being the Elite, it's got the same leather seats that mine had. That caused a bit of contention, actually, those seats, because I thought that they're quite uncomfortable, and after a couple of hours driving I'd find myself quite achy, and some of you agreed with me and others thought that they were fine. And of course that only really goes for the leather seats, because apparently the cloth ones are a little bit more comfortable. If you've got any thoughts on what sort of content you'd like to see with the Vauxhall Astra in the future, then be sure to let me know down below, because I'm sure there's other things that we can do with it. And it's a very practical car. Also, prices are going up. These Astras are still great value, so if you're looking for a comfortable car that's pretty good to drive, you can fit loads of stuff in the back and it's all very practical, and you really couldn't go far wrong with one of these. If you want to see the full review of the Astra, and then that'll tell you everything else you need to know about this car, then click up here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.